I'm making peppermint snowball cookies. The dough will go in the refrigerator for 3 or 4 hours, and then I'll form the cookies, bake them, dip them in white chocolate, and sprinkle them with crushed peppermint. So let's get started on Darlene's table. First, we'll cream 4 sticks of butter with powdered sugar. This is a very simple recipe. It's very similar to a sandy cookie, if you've ever had what they call sand tarts. Now my vanilla bean paste. Now I'll slowly add the flour. So this has butter, powdered sugar, vanilla, and flour. That's the basis of the cookie. We'll get that flour incorporated well. And the final portion. This has 3 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Makes quite a few cookies. Now I'll mix in my pecans. They're finely chopped. I'm going to scrape off the paddle, and then I'm going to put this in a bag and put it in the refrigerator for 3 or 4 hours, or even overnight. It's easier to form those balls if the dough has been chilled. It doesn't look like a lot of dough, but these cookies are small. They're not but about 1 and 1 1/4 inch across. And that's the raw ball. As they bake, they do get slightly larger. This dough was in the refrigerator overnight, and now I'm making the balls. It's a lot easier to roll these balls when the dough's been chilled. I preheated the oven to 350 degrees. They were about 1 1/4 inches across. Now that's prior to baking. You don't want to overbake these cookies, but they will cook somewhere between 9 to 13 minutes. All right, cookies are out of the oven. We'll let them cool on the rack for a few minutes. Now I'm using this Ghiradelli Vanilla wafers, and we'll melt it in just a minute. And on top of that, I will put this crushed peppermint. It's called peppermint snow that I get from Williams-Sonoma. You can also crush your own, no problem. All right, so let's do the wafers, the white wafers. I'm doing 25-second intervals. I only had to do it 3 times. I put 1 teaspoon of shortening on top. But each time you stir it, it doesn't look like it's melted, especially the 3rd time. But you stir and stir and stir, and it's melted. And if you go too long, it'll become hard and you'll burn it. See, it's starting to melt now. This bowl gets very hot, so I set it on this paper plate. The paper plate I can just pull out easily and not burn my hands, or you have to use mitts. See? This is the 3rd time. It looks like it needs more, but I just keep stirring, stirring and mashing. See, it's completely melted. Now we'll dip each one. I usually do about 4 at a time, and after I do 4, I sprinkle the peppermint. It depends on your room temperature, how fast it sets. Aren't they cute? And they taste so good. These are like pecan sandies with a little vanilla. Some people call it white chocolate. It's not really white chocolate. And then a sprinkle of fine peppermint. And you just barely get that hint of peppermint, but it looks so pretty. Well, you might have noticed the background music. We are officially into the Christmas season, so it's time for candy, cakes, desserts of all kinds, and insulin shots, my husband says. You know, all the good stuff. And these little candy cane cookies are perfect for this time of year. They make great gifts, and I usually buy those pretty little decorative tins, and you can be sure these will be in a tin this year. Don't they look pretty? Well, that's all for this video. Like I said, 'tis the season for all kinds of goodies, and I have more on the way. A link to the printable recipe is in the video description, as well as a link to the Ghiradelli wafers and crushed peppermint. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell. I cook every day, and I try to post a video at least every other day. I'd love to see you again here on Darlene's Table. Have a blessed day.